Hello, all. Thanks so much for being with us today. I am here with Lynnea Erickson-Laskowski of Safe Passage Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Crisis Center. And I just wanted to bring her to you today to let you know what Safe Passage has to offer and how you can get in touch with them if you need them.
Thank you so much for having me on, Carolyn. This is wonderful.
Absolutely. So what if somebody has a domestic violence situation going on, if they need to leave, if they feel endangered, who can they call? How do they get in touch with you as fast as possible?
Absolutely. So we are available 24 hours a day. We have a crisis hotline that's staffed, trained staff who are available any time of the day or night that you might need us. Someone can call us, our hotline at 815-756-5228. And like I said, that will be answered by a real person any time of the day or night. We are always there. That person can talk to you if you just need someone to talk to. You have questions, you're not sure if what's going on is serious, or you want to think through how you can stay safe or think through your options. Or if you feel like you know that you need to leave and you need a place to go, we can talk through what options are available as well for that. So we do have a shelter, an emergency shelter where people can come if they need a safe place to go. We also have counselors who can talk with you whether you're staying in our shelter or not. We have legal help, so if you're thinking about getting an order of protection, a court order, telling that person who's been abusing you that they are required by law to stay away, or if you're going through the court process pressing charges against someone, our legal advocates are there to help. We can also connect you with a lawyer. Anything you might need throughout that process, we have those services available. I know with the pandemic, there's a lot of questions right now of what nonprofits, what services are still available, and everything we do for survivors is still available. Some things are operating a little bit differently now as we think about keeping our staff and our clients safe. Everything, including our shelter, is still open, is still available. Anyone who needs that, we will help you find what you need. We primarily serve DeKalb County, but if someone is coming from outside DeKalb County and needs a safe place to go, we're here for them. If we've got someone from DeKalb County who wants to get a little further away, we'll help connect you with something a little bit further away as well. So whatever your needs are, whether you're local or not, give us a call. We're here to help. We can connect you with services or even just talk and help think through what you're going through.
Awesome. So my first question, as a domestic violence survivor myself, my first question is the address published? How are we going to make sure that he doesn't find me?
Right now, our location is confidential. We know that that's a huge concern for people is, I don't want someone to know where I'm going. So we keep that location information private. If you need a safe place to go, call us and we will let you know where to come. But we don't publish that broadly. But however, if you're worried that someone might find out where you are or worried about that information being known, or in the future, when we have a new shelter that you're worried about someone knowing about that, please know that we take security incredibly seriously. Everything we do is designed with security in mind. So if someone is staying in our shelter, we have locked doors, we have cameras, everything. You have to have a badge to get in, or you have to be buzzed into the building. Everything is designed with security in mind. And of course, the DeKalb police are fantastic about being accessible and available for us. So if something goes wrong, we're the safest place you could be. They come to us quickly and respond. So we do everything we can to make sure if you're getting away from someone violent, we know that's a dangerous time. So we want to make sure you feel safe if you're staying with us.
Yeah, I actually just read, I was writing a paper on, dangerous situations, and I just read it. So I have two questions for you. One thing I read was that the most dangerous time is that time when you are actually leaving. And I was really surprised to hear that. Does that seem accurate?
That is, yeah. Estimates show that about 70% of intimate partner homicides happen when the victim has left the relationship. And that's really the highest point of the cycle of violence for a lot of victims, is that moment when they decide to leave and the abuser feels they've completely lost control. or
Right.
they have that mindset of, if I can't have you, no one else can.
Right.
It's the ultimate loss of control for an abuser who wants to control their partner completely. So it's a very dangerous time, which is why we completely understand, and we would never judge someone who doesn't feel like it's safe enough to leave, or someone who is in the process of leaving, but it takes time to feel like you can
Right.
safely do that. So if someone's not ready to leave, but they still want help, they still want support, we're going to give that to you. You don't have to leave your abuser to be able to talk with one of our counselors or call our hotline. If you come and stay in our shelter, and then decide that you want to go back home, we understand. We're going to do whatever we can to keep you safe wherever you want to be, or wherever you feel like is safest for you. But we know that's a dangerous time. So if you are leaving a partner, we would always encourage people, don't try to leave on your own. Make sure friends or family that you trust know what's going on or are supporting you, or make sure you have the support of an agency like Safe Passage, because we do want to help, because we know that's an incredibly dangerous time.
Right. And so I don't bring that up at all to discourage anyone
Right.
in any way, shape, or form, but I think that it's important that everyone recognizes that that's a very serious choice to make, and it's a difficult one.
It's an
So,
important reminder for us to let people know that they're not alone and there is help there. And also for those of us who are looking in from the outside, to not ask questions like, well, why don't they leave? Why would they
exactly.
stay? Those
Exactly.
questions aren't helpful. We know that it's dangerous and it's difficult to leave. The best thing we can do is be supportive whenever someone is ready to.
And so if people, leave their abusers with children, do you have a way to support that situation?
Absolutely. We take children into our shelter all the time. A large majority of our clients, some of our clients are single people coming in, but a large majority of our clients are families coming in, parents coming in with their children. They're welcome in the shelter. We want to do whatever we can to make them feel safe. And staying together as a family is one of the most
Right.
important ways that you can make sure someone feels safe enough to leave. It's a hard choice to leave, and the thought of leaving your children behind would be almost impossible for
Right.
most people. So we take children of any age and any gender into our shelter.
Exactly. Yeah. So I just wanted to dispel that fear, because there's no way I'm leaving
Yeah,
without my kids, right?
right. And you hear from a lot of people thinking that maybe boys aren't allowed, or
Right.
maybe older boys aren't allowed. And our shelter it's not just for women, it's for people of any gender, any ages their children are, any genders, everyone who needs safety. We're here for you.
That's awesome. And so I have heard that there is an uptick in domestic violence because of everybody staying home, right?
Yeah, for a lot of people, the idea of sheltering in place to be safer isn't necessarily safer for them. For kids or for adults who are being abused, being stuck at home with an abusive partner might be much less safe. And we want to be aware of that. And we know during times of crisis like this, rates of domestic violence tend to spike. And we know that a lot of people are going to be needing our services, maybe more now than ever. So we want to make sure that people know, if they need help, we are still here. We're not shut down. We're not closed. If you need help, there is help out there.
And you know what, with that, I want to issue a challenge to the community. So I don't know, I know, Lynnea, that my friend Stacia Hollinshead was murdered just over a year ago. And it was, sorry, it's not easy to talk about. But
Not
it
at
was
all.
March last year that she was murdered, and March 23rd. And so on the anniversary of her death, I was really inspired to donate to Safe Passage. And, I wanted to donate $1,000, and I wanted to issue a challenge to the community because I am not a wealthy person. I'm a single mother of 4, and, my stimulus check is probably going to be the money that I'm handing over to Safe Passage. But I want to issue this challenge to people who knew Stacia, people who didn't know Stacia, survivors, of domestic violence. I want to issue the challenge to you. If you can donate to Safe Passage at this time, I am eager to see if I can help raise $10,000 for Safe Passage. I know that Stacia was the assistant state's attorney, and as such, she has lots of friends who graduated law school with her at the same time and are now practicing attorneys who whose lives were all touched by her passing. And the rest of us are very fortunate to still be able to live and thrive and to carry on day to day. And so I just want to issue that challenge. I'm going to be donating $1,000 to Safe Passage. And I want to issue the challenge to Stacia's friends to see if we can donate $10,000 to Safe Passage.
Thank you so much. That generosity is incredibly touching, and also the call to action for others to know that the best thing we can do in Stacia's memory, and in memory of all of the victims who've lost their lives to abusers, to domestic violence, the best thing we can do to honor their memory is to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else, that no one else loses their life to the epidemic of domestic violence, and that everyone deserves a safe place and a safe future. And I am so proud to work for Safe Passage, knowing that we have so many caring individuals, caring supporters in the community, but such an incredible network of staff who want everyone to have the chance to have a violence-free life. And in donating and in calling other people to do the same, you're ensuring that other people have what was taken from Stacia. They have the chance of a future without violence, and everyone deserves that. And that's what we want more than anything. We want at Safe Passage to be out of business someday, to close our doors because we're not needed, because everyone's safe. And I'm honored to work in a community that supports that, and honored to work for an agency that's mission really is to see that someday we're not needed anymore.
Absolutely. That's really inspiring. Thank you so much, Lynnea, for speaking with me today. This is Lynnea Erickson-Laskowski of Safe Passage, Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Crisis Center. Thanks so much, Lynnea.
Thank you.